Last session, you pressed deeper into the Sea Devil's lair, wading through half-flooded tunnels into a grotto, where two villagers shook in a corner, a fishman standing guard over them. A volley of shots sent the creature splashing away down a tunnel into the dark. The couple, storekeepers Warwick recognized beneath the years that had passed since his departure, told you what they could between gulps of water. Devil raiders from the bay, led by a priestess in coral and bone, struck 3 days ago, dragging everyone below. Something else lurked in the channels connecting the caves, they warned, presaged by a fin that came and went without a sound. Searching through the assorted junk in the cave to see if you could find anything useful to help, you unearthed nets and fishing weights and used them to improvise a trap. Rations hit the water, the surface shuddered, and a hunter shark surged in. The weighted net folded over its bulk. Jellico and Ulric held their ground at the edge, and Thelgrum fired a bolt at the seething, boiling mass. With the sharks thrashing, tangling it tighter in the net, Jasper leapt astride its back. Steel found skull, and the water went still and started to redden with fresh blood. Fight concluded, and with dwarf and halfling riding shoulders to keep them clear of the water, you pushed on down the flooded tunnel. A second hunter shark tore down the corridor in a blood frenzy right through the middle of the party. Jellico took the rush, and Thelgrum, balanced high, drove a spear straight into its brain pan, turning the beast over and showing its white belly to the ceiling. The tunnel widened into a reeking cavern of bones and black pools, a blood-slicked altar at its heart with a pile of bodies nearby. Gertrude, Warwick's mother, was tied to an obelisk emerging from the altar and menaced by a scaly priestess with a wicked and blood-stained blade. Seeing Warwick, she screamed for help. He sprinted forward, but 2 Sea Devil guards emerged from the shadows and cut him down with trident and dagger. Jellico crashed into the trident wielder with shield and shoulder, sending him sprawling to the ground, and jammed a potion between Warwick's lips, dragging him back to breath. Calling upon her foul god, the priestess locked Jellico in place with a word, leaving him paralyzed. Ulric drew the priestess off with blade and grit, while Jasper used the altar's shadow to reach Gertrude. 1 slash set her free. The next heartbeat, Jasper launched from the altar, clamped onto the priestess's shoulders, and buried his dagger in her face, breaking the cadence of her rites. Having been restored, Warwick crawled away from the melee and made it over to Jellico, slipping through spray and stone to unbind him with another precious potion draft. Thelgrum opened a guard up from navel to gill. Warwick rejoined, spear biting deep. Jellico hammered through bone and coral. Under the press of steel, the last Sea Devil faltered, and the priestess crumpled amid her own altar bloodstains. In the heavy quiet, Gertrude fell into Warwick's arms. A sliding stone at the altar's base hid a coiled parchment and 5 rubies, burning like drops of heart's blood. The map sketched a ravine and a tomb at its far end. Counting bodies against memory told a harsher truth. 12 dead, 4 saved, others still unaccounted for. With shark breeding pools sloshing at the edges and a dark passage leading deeper, you gathered the living and set your sights on getting out alive.